Nick, where are you at? Hurry up and get to the hospital, please. You should have gotten a call from the hospital saying that Mom just had to get rushed to the emergency room, right?
Shut up, Taylor. Even if she had to go to the emergency room, all she did was fall down a couple of stairs and hurt her legs. Is there really even a reason to go to a hospital for something like that? Besides, I'm busy dealing with my job.
She hit her head really hard on the ground, and at the moment, she still hasn't come to. You need to be more worried about your own mother's condition over a day at work.
Huh? I need to be?
I think you don't realize just how bad she hit her head on the ground, Nick. The doctor even told us that with how bad the injury is, she may be in a coma for some time from it.
Are you serious? Is it that bad of an injury then? That means right now is the perfect chance. I can finally come back home and get all the money I want out of Mom's bank account.
Excuse me?
Recently, I asked Mom to let me borrow some money from her. But when she replied to me, she was super upset to hear me ask that. She told me that she had no more money for me to have, and then sent me out of her house. But I have to make sure that I have money myself in case of emergencies, right? So I think I'll head back over there after work and take her checkbook and make a few transfers. And if by the off chance Mom does end up waking up from that coma, you go ahead and tell her what's gone on since she fell.
I can't believe you right now. Right now, when Mom needs us most, you're going to take her checkbook and run?
Well, I'm in a bit of a predicament myself over here. It seems that the company that finally got on its feet is now at risk of going back under again. So if I can use her money to help it out of the hole, it should be able to run itself again. And so in times like this, I have to borrow some kind of money from Mom.
How many times now has it been that your company has been close to going bankrupt? You used that same reasoning last year to take over $10,000 from Mom without ever giving anything back to her.
Having to run your own company is a really difficult job. But I'm sure that some old office lady would never be able to understand those sort of struggles, huh? In my case, even when taking huge risks like I have to make sure that I win so that I can get a lot more cash at the end of the year.
What the hell? You're nothing more than a simple business owner. Yet you think you can act like you run the country because of that?
What did you say?
I know about you, Nick. I know about how you will go out and use your status as a business owner and the CEO of that company to get whatever you want. Like how you'll go out with others every night to go drinking and will charge it all to your business. Maybe because you think that you can get away with having your company pay for you, your company is going back under again.
And what would a simpleton like you know about the business world? I am a genius when it comes to this kind of complex world. I'm probably one of the most important men just in this city.
Well, if that's the case, then there's no reason to have Mom be the one paying for everything. You've already caused her enough troubles in the past, and all that just become an egotistical jerk. You're not even willing to come and see Mom now when she's in the hospital. After all the help and support she's given you, the least you can do is come here and show your love and thanks for her.
It's because of her taking good care of me that I'm not going to come there. But that last time when I expected her help, she just got upset with me instead. So me coming now would only make her blood pressure rise from the anger she holds for me now. And I might end up killing her by accident. So me not going to that hospital to see her is all so that she doesn't have to be upset with me.
So that means you're just allowed to waltz into her house then when nobody's home and take her checkbook? If you want to help her by not making her upset, then how could taking more of her money help? She might just end up passing out again at that point.
And to make sure that doesn't happen, I'm making sure you're there to keep her under control. Now, I have a checkbook to grab. If she's okay when she wakes up, tell her that once my company comes around this time, I'll make sure to pay her back. Maybe.
What kind of a horrible person are you? Not even coming to give your own mother a farewell at her funeral? I never thought that my boyfriend's little sister could be this much of a scummy waste. Well, now when him and I get married, I am never going to even bother to get close to you. Huh? I heard all about what's happened from Nick about you and him. But the fact that you'd actually act this crazy is beyond me. You have no right to be absent during your mother's funeral, you jerk. I'm sorry to have to ask this, but who is this? Are you sure you don't have the wrong number or something? I know for a fact that this is the right number. I'm sending all of these messages to Nick's little sister right now. But just to keep you from becoming too confused, my name is Janice, and I'm Nick's fiancé. And I was expecting to become your sister-in-law here soon, but now I'm thinking twice about ever coming near you. What? My brother's fiancé? Nick had never spoken to you about anything to do with me and how we planned to get married. He actually told me to never even speak to you. But to just leave someone that never went to their parents' funeral alone, I just can't do that. And so that's why I decided to text you, so that you can have the gift of listening to me complain about you. Can you slow down for just a second? I'm having a bit of trouble understanding what's all going on here, but I'd like to know what you're talking about when you say that I was absent from my mom's funeral? You can't be serious. Do you really think you can play dumb now? Especially when your mother only just passed away a little bit ago? What? I've heard all about you from Nick. He's always gone on about how ever since you were little, you've been the most selfish person he's known. How if you're not number one, you'll never let things rest. And because of that reason there, he's always had to work so hard and fight for some sort of success. And it's even because of you that he wasn't able to get the education he wanted because he could never make it to the college of his liking. What are you going on about? And when it came to your guys' parents, they always favored you over him. It's because of that when your dad passed away, you did nothing to help out with the family. And when your mother ended up unconscious, you didn't do a dang thing and had to ask that your brother handle everything. And it seems that even after your own mother finally passed away from those accidents, you didn't even bother showing to her funeral. Can you please stop talking for a second? What the hell are you talking about? All of that sounds like some bullcrap to me. What about any of this is bullcrap to you, you little piece of crap? After doing absolutely nothing for your family, you want to come and get the money left over, don't you? I bet you've even gone and taken what was supposed to be left for Nick so that he doesn't get a dime. Huh? Why the hell are you such a greedy witch? There's no reason you should be allowed to take all your parents' money when you already took so much from Nick. We'll make sure that all that money from your dead mother goes to us. So give us everything you took from her right now. You can say all you want about me, but, I think you have a ton of misunderstandings right now. And it seems that my brother got the best of you by telling you all sorts of stories that make him look as though he suffered. The only one that ended up getting everything they wanted was you. And now you're acting as though you don't know anything about Nick. You left all the care that needed to be done for your mother to Nick, and you never even showed up to her funeral. Yet now you think it's okay to have all her money? That must explain why at your age, you're still single and alone. You're the worst. Huh? Your parents ended up spoiling you too much, and now you can't even find a man to put up with your needs. But I have to say, most men don't like being together with a spoiled brat. And since you're so spoiled, you wouldn't need a man anyway, would you? Who are you calling a spoiled brat? Jeez, just when I was getting away with being able to marry a business owner and everything, his mother had to pass away. The whole time we were supposed to be getting the wedding together, he had to care for her and such before she passed. And so the only thing that kept me going with him was knowing that one day, his mother's money would come to us. But now I have to live with the fact that all the money I had hoped for is being stolen by his little brat sister. I am never going to forgive you for that. You really love to just spew crap from that mouth of yours, huh? Do you think you can listen to what I have to say? Shut up, you ugly witch! You're the worst thing to happen to the family. Hurry up and give me my money. I am going to be the wife of a CEO, and so that means I should be getting all the money from his mother. So that money is mine and my man's. Huh? You're worthless as anyone's daughter if you can't even make it to your own mom's funeral. You have no right to her money. So you give all of it to us. My mom passed away 7 years ago. What? You never bothered to listen to what I had to say, so I'll tell you again. My mom died 7 years ago. Yet you want me to give you all her money now? And you think I don't have any right to her money? You've been going on about such nonsense for almost 30 minutes now, so could you stop that? You're the one that's been speaking nonsense. What the hell do you mean she passed away 7 years ago? Your mom only just passed away last week, right? I'm not sure what all my older brother has told you, but our mom passed away 7 years ago. And the one that ended up caring for her before she passed was me. And the one that put the whole funeral together was also me. Actually, my pile of crap brother never even once talked to me after that, and he didn't do a thing to help with the setup. Huh? He said that I'm a selfish little sister, did he? And that's the reason he could never do anything about me? I'm sorry, but everything he's told you and you've told me is the complete opposite from the truth. The only one that ended up being super selfish was my brother, Nick. And the one who never got to study or go to the college of their choice was me. And the reason for that is because my brother would always take loads of money from my parents without ever paying either one back. What? Well, even if I tell you all of this now, I'm sure that it's all really difficult for you to believe right now, right? I can already tell that you've been deceived by my brother for so long that all of this is lies to you. That's right. I can't believe a dang thing you're saying right now. Well, then go back and ask my brother about all of this again. Ask him how exactly my mom died. And also ask him what kind of funeral he gave for her. I'm sure that he won't be able to give you a good answer to either of those two questions.
Taylor, hey! Listen, do you think you can read the atmosphere a little here? Why the hell were you telling her the truth about everything? Couldn't you have just let her have a moment of yelling at you and then moved on from there?
I was just finally starting to relax again, and now you're here. What do you want? And also, can you please thank me for what I did? I made sure to take time out of my day to correct all the bull crap you told Janice.
What do you mean, bull crap? I had to explain what happened with me as well.
Huh? What situation are you talking about?
Well, I have finally gotten my company to steady out, and I now have myself a girlfriend. But she keeps nagging me, asking me to get married as soon as possible. I had only just gotten engaged to her, but she kept asking me to meet my mother and all that. I had a lot of things happen to me, so I wasn't able to make it back to Mom's house easily, right? So I told her that my mother had fallen, and a lot of things happened since then.
And so after that, you told her that Mom had passed away and all that other crap?
I had no other choice, Taylor! She told me that she can't meet my mom, to at least let me go and see others in my family. And so I chose to tell her that Mom passed away out of nowhere. And by telling her that you're a terrible sister and shouldn't be messed with, she would not bother asking to meet you. At least I thought she'd stay away from you.
So you just couldn't stop yourself from telling lie after lie, and now your whole life story is a lie. So it's all because of you that she thinks I'm some kind of mentally screwed up sister? A person that I don't even know about just randomly started texting me, calling me a witch and ugly and all that. Why do I have to be the one that has to deal with this crap now?
Well, that's what I'm wondering myself. Perhaps if you were just a bit nicer of a little sister, I could have gotten away with all the lies I told Janice. Why, though? Why would you tell her that Mom passed away 7 years ago? Now you've gone ahead and made her doubt some of what I said.
Huh? You shouldn't have been lying to her about that sort of stuff in the first place. But at this point, I'm not even sure what you should have done since you seem so frickin' toxic right now. You know that your mom passed away 7 years ago, and she should have known as well.
Huh? Wait, so she seriously did pass away? Wait, are you actually being serious about that?
You remember how she fell down the stairs and slammed her head on the ground, right? Well, in the end, she never did come out of that coma, and did pass away.
What?
But during that whole time, you just left me to watch over her while you took her checkbook and ran. I tried my best to contact you over and over again to tell you that she had died. But you never once replied to me or answered my calls, leaving yourself in the dark about everything.
So back when you were calling me like 10 to 11 times a day, it was because Mom passing away? I just assumed that it was Mom trying to yell at me after she woke up from her coma or something. I knew that she'd be pissed after hearing that I took her checkbook, and so I just wanted to run away and ignore her.
And what you did back then will never be forgiven. You went and caused trouble for her all the way to her very last breath. And then when we had her funeral, you never bothered showing up for that. Back then, I had never wanted to think about you as my brother, but my, what good timing. I never knew all of that was just you ignoring me that whole time, thinking that you could just stay away hidden from Mom or something. Luckily now, I'll finally be able to get all that money of hers that you used back from you.
Wait, get that money back?
Mom had kept a record of all the money she lended you back in the day. But now that she's gone, I'll take her place and gladly accept all that money back for her. And after taking a good look at it all, you owe me $300,000. I want all of that back and all in one payment.
What?
Well, if your company is going steady now, then you shouldn't have a problem giving me that money, right? Now, good luck getting all that money prepared for me. Taylor, I am so sorry for the huge misunderstanding yesterday. I happened to get pretty upset with you for a second there. You have that right. For that short amount of time, you blamed me for everything that happened and acted as though I was the one lying to you about it all. Calling me a witch, ugly, and selfish like you knew me well enough for that. You really had quite the colorful tongue then. That was a bit much from me. Well, now none of that really matters to me. I no longer have any intention of being around you guys. And so if you still feel happy to be with that pile of crap, then go ahead and marry him. But that's what I want to talk about. I think that I've actually rethought wanting to marry him. So I've been wondering if you could tell me the truth about his company as well for me. Huh? I tried asking him if there was any other things he lied about to make himself look good for me. But he ended up saying that there was nothing else that was a lie, yet I still don't believe any of that. And when I went and searched through his room for any obvious things, I found some papers relating to his company. So I wanted to see if you knew anything about that. I have no idea what's going on with my brother's company since it's been 7 years since we last talked. But I will say that when he first started up that company, he had multiple times where it almost went bankrupt. And when that would happen, he'd run home to us crying and ask for some money. However, the last time that happened was when my mom was in the hospital before her death, and instead of coming in to see her, he ran to the house and stole her checkbook. Altogether, though, my mom had given him over $300,000 to help keep his company going. Over $300,000? And you're saying that when your mom was dying, he went and stole her checkbook before running? And now I plan to get all that money he took from her back. I'm not quite sure how his company is doing now and all, but I am going to make sure that every penny he took is back with me. Could this possibly mean that Nick is kind of a scummy person? I think I really did make a mistake when choosing who I wanted to marry. Well, just to let you know, I plan to sue you as well, okay? Not only did you not have any idea who I was before talking to me, but you started off the conversation by verbally assaulting me for no good reason. That really caused me some trauma, and so I'll get with a lawyer to have a lawsuit made against you. What? But I was being played by your brother. I'm sure that you don't see it as too much of a problem, but to me, this is about my pride being hurt by you. For so long now, I've had a tough life due to Nick. And after having to deal with my past with him for years now, I was finally getting myself into a happy place. But right when everything was looking good for me, you came along and destroyed what I'd worked so hard for in one small set of text messages. And now, I can't just let you get away with doing that. Stop lying, okay? Stop all of that! I told you that your brother was the one that took advantage of me! Well then, how about instead of getting sued by me, you tell me the address that my brother is living at now? He had run long and far from me, and so for the past 7 years, I've never been able to find where he ran off to. But if you happen to, A, not tell me his address and keep going on like you're the victim, or B, tell him that I want his address and help him to run even further, I'll sue you for everything you have. Well, if that's the case, then I'll tell you. He has a company that's probably not even doing well right now anyway. No need for a man like that. I'll tell you whatever you want to know about him, so please don't sue me.
Hi, Taylor. I have something I'd like to ask from you, and that's... you give me a little money?
What?
I know that I told you that my company was running steadily not too long ago, but to be honest, there still seems to be a few setbacks.
Nice one, asking me for more money after all that's happened.
But it's because of what's happened that I'm asking. The whole reason I had to cut ties for a long time was because I felt no use in being around all of you anymore. But knowing now that Mom ended up passing away, I never expected that to happen. Now that I'm back in touch with you and you're not too upset with me, I'm so happy. We don't have our parents around anymore, so it's just you and me now, right? So let's start helping each other out more so that we can both live a happy life.
Stop with all that bullcrap, man. I will never help you, Nick. Now that you have your answer, I'd like you to hurry up and give me all the money you owe Mom.
Hey, you don't have to be so rough like that. I'm telling you that once my company is back and steady, I can get you all that money.
But you've told that to Mom plenty of times, and yet here we are with you having to pay $300,000 to me.
But I promise that this next time I will get you that money back. If you don't want to help me out now, are you okay with me cutting ties with you again? If you allow that to happen, then I'll never be able to give you that money because you don't know where I'll be. You only have my phone number now, and that's not even close to enough for you to be able to find me.
I'm sorry, Nick, but I already know everything about you now. Where your house is, where your company is located, everything. I know about your friends that you go out drinking with. I know all the customers that buy from your company. Everything.
Huh?
And now that I have all of this information, I can bring my lawyer along to make sure that all of that money does indeed come back to me.
Lawyer?
Well, I never was spoiled as much as you were by Mom and Dad. They would never let me run away from them like you always did, but unlike them, I'll never let you run from me. I'll make sure that after this you give me anything you can to make up that $300,000.
Hey, hold on! You can't just get a lawyer to come after your own brother.
And why can't I? You're practically a criminal at this point. You would always say some crap to Mom to get her money and then never give anything back to her even though you said you would. And that's why you ended up staying away from her even when she was on her deathbed. Not to mention the actual crime in all of this. You stealing her checkbook? Well, I'm going to take all of this very seriously, so you'd best be ready. I was able to get in touch with an excellent lawyer, and with the help of them, I was able to get all that money back from my brother. And due to this, the company he ran instantly went bankrupt. But just before anything could happen to it, it was sold by him, but he only made out with a small amount of pocket change. After what had happened, he is now left with over $1 million in debt to both the bank and other loan agencies. So, to start putting any sort of dent, or I guess in this case, scratch, into that amount, he's picked up a part-time job. And as for the fiancée of Nick, Janice, she was just getting to the point where she was going to leave him and give the engagement ring back to him when she realized she was pregnant. Unfortunately, this left her with no other choice, and she married my brother. But to all those around her, they still had no clue of what happened, so she keeps a face on for them to assure them all that she is still married to a CEO and will someday make it big. And when anyone she does know sees her working her part-time job at the local diner, she tells them it was her husband that owned the place. I guess those two really did turn out to be just like the other, lying their way into the illusion that they are living the dream.